Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to the Grow with Joe podcast, and I am your coach, Joe, and we made it. 31st of December, 2020, the year that flipped the script, that freaked people out, scared people, and people aren't even sure if this year is going to finish. So as of now, 2020, this is the last day, and we made it. Now, this is a very significant day. Every year we hit this day, the last day of the year. And while I know that tomorrow is just another day, I also understand that a new year gives us a chance to close chapters, to shut down old ways, to turn away from old things and start afresh and start new. And that is something as a coach I recommend every person do, is learn different ways of starting new, starting again, of closing chapters. Whether you won or lost, that game is finished, that season is finished, and we begin a new one. And so here we are on the precipice of 2021, and I love always starting with the fact that my week, my day, my month, my year, my decade is going to be the greatest of my life yet. And so I'm telling you, we are about to step into the greatest season of our life yet. And I 100% believe that, and I speak that into my coming year, and I hope you are doing the same. And so we come into this last day, and most people over this last 5 days of the year, or last 10 days of the year, including the first week or two of the year, get in a daze. They get in a holiday daze. They get in some kind of funk of just relaxing and eating and sleeping, and lose touch with life, lose touch with the world, so to speak. And this actually is such a pivotal time that if you would stay vigilant, alert, sober-minded, ready to look into the Spirit to see the things that God is showing you, this is where you can switch things up compared to your past years and have a head start as we step even into just tomorrow. So there are some things I want to bring up for you to remember, keep in mind as you start thinking about 2021, and as you start to map out what God is about to do, as you start to prep yourself to allow God to do what He's going to do. Because if you don't have a vision, right? The Bible says without a vision, people perish. If there is nothing you are seeing, if your imagination, your hope, if there is no hope, if there is nothing you are able to look forward to, you're just going to go here, there, and everywhere. And you're going to be at 31st of December 2021 in the same place. There are so many people right now, 31st December 2020, are in the same place as 2019, 2018, 2017, 2016, 2015. And we got to hit this. You got to be able to tell the truth. If you've listened to my podcast, you know we're big on telling the truth. Tell the truth. What did you promise the first of this year? What did you say to people you were going to do? What did you say to yourself you were going to do? What did you say to God you were going to do? And now we are at the end of the year. Did you keep your promise? Did you keep your word? Did you keep to what you said you were going to do? Integrity. Was there integrity in your life this year? It's very important we self-assess, that we are aware. All right, it's not judgment. It's not judgment. You're just becoming aware of where you are at. And you might realize that year after year after year, you made promises and you never kept them. And now we are at the end of this year, and it's just going to start Groundhog Year for you if you don't switch some things up. And so I want to share some things with you. Number one, what are you going to leave behind in 2020? Yes, I know this is the last day, but there are some things that cannot come with you tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. These might be habits, ways of thinking. It might be patterns in your life. It might be offense and bitterness. You might have some issues with some people that you need to sort out today. Yes, my friend, today. Check your heart quickly and make sure you have no unforgiveness or anger or bitterness towards people. That if there is that long lost relative that you haven't contacted in a while, or your mom or your dad or your siblings, or your cousins, your workmates, whatever, keep that heart clean, keep those relationships clean. You might want to bury the hatchet before we go into the next year. There might be some habits. There might be some cycles, some patterns of thinking or behavior that you've been carrying for years that today you might just need to make a decision that you don't want to bring into 2021. Right? If that is you, take some time, get a piece of paper and write some of these things down. What are you leaving behind as you step into the new? We cannot keep grabbing the old and expecting the new. Keep playing with the old and expect to walk in the new. We have to turn. We have to be able to walk away from the old to step into the new. For some of you, leaving behind is going to be leaving behind relationships. There are some people who can't come with you 2021. There are some people in your life that every time you get close and you start stepping into the boat that God has for you, or that plane that God has for you, or that rocket, and you're about to launch into your destiny, these people just show up at the right time. They always seem to know how to get you at the right time. There are some people in your life that cannot come with you. This year, you are going to have to say goodbye to some relationships. Take some time, jot this down. Who needs to go? Who do you need to back off from a little bit? Who do you need to get some space from a little bit today so that you can step into your tomorrow with full confidence? Think about it. Take some time, jot this down. All right, so every year around this time, people make resolutions, they make plans. And actually in the last few years, the trend has been to not make resolutions, to not make plans. And we've gone the other way because we're crazy like that. So listen, making resolutions and making plans and having goals is not the problem. The problem has been that we make these plans and goals and resolutions and never stick to them. And so jumping to the other side of the bridge is like throwing the baby with the bathwater. I just won't make any resolutions. I won't make any plans. I won't look forward into my year. That's equally stupid. The best place to be is somewhere in between where you do make resolutions, but you make realistic ones. You make goals, but you make realistic goals. And then you set up a systematic plan of how you are going to walk through this. And I'll talk about this with you over the next few weeks, okay? But usually at this time, people get into, how do I move? How do I move? I want to move in my life. I'm sick of being stuck. And you need to be sick of being stuck. At some point, you gotta be sick of the current position. It's gotta cause you some kind of pain, frustration, right? They say there are two primary motivators. It's pain or pleasure, pain or pleasure. Now, when you look at pleasure, right? Pleasure can drive you to do certain things, and it's a great motivator. Like when you first are in love with a girl or a guy, and you will go through anything to just get 5 minutes with them. You will travel. I mean, I remember when I had a crush on this girl in my early teens, I ran all the way to meet her. I'm not even a runner. I wasn't that fit, but I ran for about 20 to 30 minutes. I ran just to meet her for a short time and come back home. Pleasure can motivate you, right? The joy of meeting someone you love, that kind of pleasure, the pleasure to see your children happy, and so you do what it takes to get them that joy, your pleasure to see your parents happy, to see your relatives happy and excited about certain things. It can motivate you. It will drive you. Pleasure can motivate you to go places. The pleasure of walking with God, of serving God, can cause you to move and cause you to do things that you normally would not have done. But pain, this is my belief here, pain is actually a real catalyst to cause people to move, because this pain is so interesting. The frustration of pain can cause somebody to take action at a higher level than anything else. Right, the Bible uses a story where a friend comes to another friend's home and it's late, or probably early in the morning or late near midnight, and he's asking for bread and he's knocking the door, and it says that the guy on the inside says, "Hey, come back another time, we're sleeping, man, everyone's asleep." And he keeps knocking. He's like, "No, I have guests, I need bread. And then it says that this guy's shameless persistence, the frustration of having this guy knock, causes this man to get up from his comfortable bed in the comfortable setting, causes him to get up and go and get that bread and give it to him. Pain and frustration is actually a great motivator. These serve as a catalyst to cause you to take action. For example, there are people that are overweight and they've been carrying around 50 pounds, 100 pounds, 150 pounds for years, and suddenly at some point the pain just gets too much. It gets too much. The embarrassment of shopping, the feeling when they're walking around wearing their clothes, when they can't run with their children, whatever it is, at some point that pain hits a tipping point and it causes them now to take action. Pain is a great motivator if you let it be, right? A crying baby. There are times where a baby is wanting attention and you're busy doing something else, but the crying baby, that pain, the frustration of hearing that baby crying, just to calm that down, you get up and you just go grab that baby, stop whatever you're doing, even if you're in the middle of something very important, to go and grab the baby, soothe the baby, right? Because pain, frustration, whatever, of hearing the cry of a baby, or having a friend knock in your door for bread, or of you seeing the same story over and over and over again. You need to be able to go, what are my pleasure motivators? What are your pleasure motivators as you step into 2021? What are some things in your life that are going to bring you pleasure? And what kind of pleasure is it going to bring you? Is it for your family, for your children, for your wife, for your parents, your siblings, for God? Where is the pleasure in the actions that you're supposed to be taking? Right? And then at the same time, you want to jot down all your pain motivators. Right? What's happening with the things that you don't like that you have carried this year? The pain motivators. Now, I'm trying to keep this episode short. I've already gone a little deeper here, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. The 3 things here to think about. Number 1, what are you leaving behind in 2020? Number 2, what are your pleasure motivators? The things that motivate you, that bring you pleasure. And number 3, what are your pain motivators? Now, when it comes to pain motivators, a lot of times people will just numb themselves. They numb themselves with something like social media, or eating lots of chocolate, or eating ice cream, or going and hanging out with somebody that's just gonna soothe them, that's gonna pretend like there's no problem with whatever issues they're dealing with. And we find these little numbing agents to deter us, to stop the pain, because eventually if the pain gets a lot higher, it's going to cause us to move. See, Satan himself doesn't come after you every day, because if he came after you every day, it will cause you to run after God, to seek the things of God in a level that you've never done before. And so he regulates how much pain he tries to give you, because he knows if you had pain at that level, it would cause you to move. And there are some things going on in your life, you've been ignoring the pain, and it's been costing you. It's been costing you lots. It's time to sit down and take stock. Take stock today. Take stock today, and we will take action tomorrow. Okay? So I hope you're enjoying these podcasts. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. To drop something in the comments. Let me know how you're doing. And I wish you an amazing end to the year, amazing start to the new year, and I will see you on the next one.